the radio station. Hopefully you will be able to also see us on YouTube. I'm calling this episode 20, and I'll be looking back and forth between my computer and my laptop. So bear with me. I hope that you have questions to ask me, and I am just so excited about being able to do this. I've had so many glitches that are trying to keep me from doing the things that Raphael inspires me to do. I swear the devil is chasing my tail. It is, if you had those kind of days where you just can't seem to get anything to go right, it's one glitch after another, then you know the kind of day that I have been having today. It's been amazing. And I really hope that you're going to be here, my dear radio friends that I'm showing on my laptop over here. I hope you are going to be able to ask some questions of Raphael, because then we can put it on the video and we can talk about it, and you can see it later on YouTube. Won't that be exciting? Okay, let's get started. Today's episode is going to be about those kinds of glitches, those kinds of things that seem to try to stop you from doing the good that you are inspired to do. There is a battle going on between the dark and the light, and it is being shown so much in the world today that it can be almost frightening for people. A beautiful butterfly just came right at my window, and that was to tell me that the angels are here working with us. And so, dear ones, be at peace and know that all of these glitches in your life shall pass. And when the energy is lighter, when the dark side is going to disappear, and it will, all of this terrible stuff that we're seeing on television about the riots, about the deaths of innocent people by police that are using force, all about the negative is being focused by the media. I wish they had a good news media station. You know, I think that would be a wonderful station to hear, to have heartfelt feelings about people who were doing good things. I wish somebody would come up with a station like that. I don't know how to do it, so I'm asking somebody out there to please do it. Okay, we're still waiting for people from my radio show, which is called Ask Raphael. And the station is W4WN Radio. W4WN Radio. I'm on every Tuesday at noon, and you can catch me there, and Raphael will answer your questions. But I'm trying to videotape it so that you can also see it on oh gosh, I can't even think of the name right now. There's iHeartRadio. That's what I'm trying to say. iHeartRadio and YouTube. These radio stations episodes are shown then. So please check it out. And for those of you that were waiting still for you to give a message, I'm going to do a little advertisement. And so I brought some of my books. This is our first book, and it's called Soulmates and Angels. And it is it's a novel that surprisingly in my 80s, I was inspired to write it, and it was just so much fun. And believe it or not, it's about the Ku Klux Klan. How timely can that be? This came out over a year ago, and it has a sequel now, but it's about a young girl who is able to see her guardian angel and speak with it all of her life. And so it's a little bit about my life and speaking with Raphael, but the rest of it is all fiction. And so that's something that I think you would like to read on Amazon. So go to Amazon and ask for this book. And it is called, that's book 2, Greed. Sorry, this is book 1, and that's the first in the series. And so book 1 is on bigotry, and book 2 is on greed. So this is the one, book 1 is on the Ku Klux Klan, and book 2 is about trafficking, human trafficking. So they're very timely as far as that goes. And this book, Letters from a Guardian Angel, came out in 95. This was my first channeled work that I didn't even know what channeling was at the time. I'm still a novice at all of this. And here I am in my 80s writing books. So it's kind of amazing. This book was channeled directly by the Archangel Raphael with my friend Landy Millis. She was the one that helped me to begin to bring Raphael through. I'd never had an experience or ever seen anybody who channeled before. And so it is about how I came to do that with Landy Millis. And it's called Life in Three Dimensions, Spiritual, Physical, and what is the other one? And Soul Dimensions. I forgot. Okay, so please try. This book, you have to go to my webpage, which is www.angelbettyrael.com. angelbettyraeandraphael.com. You go to my webpage and you can order these two books. The novels are done on Amazon, so you have to go there. And we have one more little book. This one is just $5, and it's 30 Days to Happiness. It's really a fun book, and it will help you to focus your attention for the day, your intention for the day. And it will help you to figure out how to be happy. And of course, being happy, it was just another way of being part of God and knowing that you and God are one. And that's what we're all trying to do. So this is a video and it's an audio. We still haven't gotten anybody to ask questions. Maybe we've scared them away because we're doing this, but we'll still continue the video. We wanted to come today because there's so much unrest in the world. There's so much that we need, Raphael and I, to help you to know that the raising of consciousness is sometimes a painful experience. It is not easy for people to let go of old ways. Excuse me. It is not easy for people to change. And we've got so much darkness in the world, so much of the, I don't want to call it evil, but that's about what you have to name it. When you've got people who are seeking out only their own good, their own well-being, and the heck with everybody else, when you see that happening so much, you can begin to understand that we are waging a war between the dark and the light. We need you, all of our listeners, to be the light workers. We call you Raphael's lamplighters. And so instead of falling into that darkness and being pessimistic and being cynical, we ask you to light the lamp of your own beingness, to look for good in the world, and to be someone who does good for the world, to bring smiles to the world. A smile is like turning on a light. And so we really are pleading with all of you, Raphael and I, to be a lamplighter for this dark world and to help overcome all of the evil that seems to be happening everywhere. We are talking about police violence. We are talking about indiscretion, that's a mild term, and actually corruption in our political scenes. We are seeing how people are doing things they would normally never do for the sake of their own financial advancement. We are seeing a president that is falling apart at the seams. We are seeing all kinds of unrest in the world because of it. And so we are asking you not to dwell on the darkness, not to dwell on what will make you sad, that will make you angry. Because when you do, you've entered a dark space, and we know how easy it is to do that. Today, we've had so many glitches in trying to get these two programs going that it has been absolutely amazing. Right now, I don't know that anybody is talking to us on the radio show. Maybe they're afraid to be on the radio. But remember, you are being seen, people on the radio over here. You are just a first name. And anybody who would like to talk to us can go to w4wnradio.com. And you can tune in by asking for Ask Raphael and Betty Ray, and you can find us. This is a live video. we do hope that some of you will ask some questions and we haven't scared you away. In the meantime, it is so important that you keep your spirits up, that you do not allow what you see on television news to darken your spirits. It is so important, dear ones, that you stay full of joy, because joy is what will raise your consciousness out of this terrible energy that is surrounding the planet right now. As if the pandemic was not enough of a problem, now we have all of this politics, we have all of this unrest with people in the world, we have all of this brutality that we're seeing that is just uncalled for. But it is the anger that is being exhibited in everybody's hearts. We're angry about the way our politics are being run. We're angry about the injustice that's being done to people of color. We are justifiably angry with our government that is they're very discriminating. And so we want for each of you to lift up your heart right now, to open up that love channel within you, and to embrace this planet as though it were a great big ball right in front of you, and you could just hug it until all of the darkness is gone out of it. Because love is the only antidote. And how do you exhibit love when you have anger in your heart? You take a deep breath and you call upon the archangels and the angels to fill you with divine energy. And that divine energy is only pure love. And so we're asking you right now to take a long, deep breath and to let go of anything that is going to make you feel uncomfortable. Dear ones, be not afraid. Know that this is the time. This is the time of times for the raising of consciousness. And so even though my radio friends are not asking any questions, we do hope that we will get something from them. I'm asking what this is right now. Okay, it doesn't tell me anything. Okay, apparently we're not getting any answers, and if it's because of my radio or my TV blog here, then I understand your shyness. But please ask questions or get on the radio show so you can ask questions. We've got some people who are showing that they like it, so that's something. I hope that there are more of you that like it, and that we have an opportunity for you to speak, to ask Raphael a question on the radio show, which is, you type in w4wnradio.com and you type in your question and it will show up on my screen in this laptop. So don't hesitate to type that in your computer and ask Raphael a question. And we know that you will be able to see that we are here to be of service. We have no other objective, because anytime you ask us for a reading by going to angelbettyray@gmail.com, we are not charging anymore. We used to charge quite a bit, but it is because we are now going to be 86 in August, which is amazing to us. But because of that, we are giving back all the blessings that have been given to us. And so we say to you, please, call us on w4wnradio.com and ask a question. Don't hesitate. We do want to hear from you. And if you don't have a question there, then don't hesitate to send us an email. And next week, because we're going to try this again, next week we will answer your questions. So you can send it to us in an email, and we will, you can give us a code name if you want to, so that you don't have to let people know who you are. You can give us any kind of a name that you want. You have complete anonymity, that no one will know who you are, but we want your questions. We want to be able to help you, Raphael and I. It has been our objective for all of our life. And so please don't hesitate. We keep trying to look back up at that camera up there, so we know we're looking at you and not at my screen. That's kind of hard too, because it's a funny little black thing that says Logitech. And that's not very something to look at. So everybody, we're here for you. Ask us some questions. All right. So nobody's asking us a live question. And then we just have to just keep going because we know that, okay. All right, here we are. So let's talk about how to be at peace amid all of this chaos in the world. How to be at peace. First thing we do is take a deep breath. Breathe deeply into your gut. Don't let your shoulders rise. Breathe. Breathe deeply. And relax your shoulders and relax your body. And when you breathe deeply again, your abdomen swells with the breath because it's pushing out the diaphragmatic muscle. Breathe deeply. And then imagine your archangel standing beside you. It can have wings. It can be pure white or it can be a color. Imagine it beside you. Open up your imagination. We tell you that is what Jesus meant when he said, unless you become as little children, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. And the kingdom of heaven is within you, he said. And that's that place within your heart. That, not your literal heart, but within your heart center, as some people would call it, the green chakra. That's where your kingdom of heaven is. Not anywhere else, not in your mind, but in your heart center. That's where you bring your heartfelt questions to Raphael and to your own guardian angel. That's where you learn to listen to the small voice of God within you. It comes in pictures, and Rebel Madam is there. Rebel Madam is here, and she's going to show me a question. I'm trying to figure it out here. What do I do? She's giving me a smiley face, so I don't know what that means. Does she have a question for us? Hey, Rebel, do you have something to say? We're still looking for somebody on our radio show. They've all gone shy on us. So I hope that you can find a way to get through to us. So Rebel, thank you for showing your face there. It's a smiley face. And okay, we're still waiting for questions to come in. But if not, we're going to talk about how to breathe and how to get quiet within and how to release the tension that you get in your neck and your shoulders. How to release that by breathing deeply and relaxing the body, and then opening your mind and your heart to your own guardian angel and asking for divine wisdom to come to you. It's right there within you when you get quiet. And it tells you not to be afraid to get started on W4WN radio and ask Raphael a question. You don't even have to put a name there. Nobody's going to know who you are. Please just ask us a question. Don't be afraid. Okay, the call started, I'm hearing. So let's hope we got somebody who's going to ask a question. All right. I know technology can be scary. And here I am going to be 86. And I am just astounded that I'm even doing this. And I'm only following the inspiration of Raphael, the archangel. So do try to be less afraid and to come here to ask a question. Is this something that's just showing me there? So Rachel Madler is my engineer for the radio show. And bless her heart, she's here. She's trying to, okay, let me see if I can go over here. It's showing that I had 2 questions. Maybe that's what I need to look at. I don't know. Okay, it's not, I'm jumping on it and I'm not getting anything. I'm still such a novice at all this computer stuff. Okay, remember to guard. Okay, that's not it. Well, I don't know what else to say, except take a deep breath and relax. Every time we try something new, we have so many glitches that we know the dark energy is trying so hard to stop me from doing Raphael's work. We know that the dark energy does not want Raphael to be heard. And so we want you to be heard. Don't let the fear and the anxiety of looking foolish or asking questions that, and if you're afraid of that, then don't hesitate to email me and we'll set up a private consultation. Email me at angelbettyrae@gmail.com, angelbettyrae@gmail.com, and I will give you a private reading with Raphael, and there's no charge. If we get nowhere except for that, please don't hesitate to do that. Okay, everybody, I'm looking at this up here. All right, clear video. I'm not sure, open video. I don't know what that is.
Right, now watch when I hit end recording, stop.
Okay, it's showing up on the W4WN. Okay, so now I hit it again.
Right, now watch when I hit end recording, stop.
Okay, Rebel is trying to show me how to do this back when we were going to do this. And so that's not what we're looking at now. That was back when we were trying to figure this out last week. And Rebel spent an awful lot of time getting some of the other magic computer gurus to help us out to get this set up. So here we are, we're set up. Okay, what is a reading like? Jean is asking. Oh, good, I got a question. Jean, what is a reading like? Well, first of all, the exciting part of the reading is I get to see your soul. It's shown to me like this huge column of light, like you were in a woods and a sunbeam was coming through the trees and shooting a light, or like you were on a stage and a spotlight was down. I see your soul like this huge beam of light. And within it are all of these beads of light that look like 4th of July sparklers. And they come in colors. So when I see the color of your soul and I see the size of it, I can tell you everything about yourself. Raphael gives me this information. For example, if you're a red soul, you're a person who needs to be in charge and in control. If you're a blue soul, you're a person who likes words and likes to write and likes to be very creative. If you're a violet soul, you want to express yourself in religious terms. You want to be able to save people's souls. So according to the color of your soul, I will know your purpose for being here, and I will tell you that. So those are some of the things that you can get in a reading. Excuse me, I'm so excited that I'm at least getting somewhere here. Yes, so a reading is like that. And if you have questions, if they're personal about a relationship, Raphael will be able to see what you cannot see and can give you advice on what to do in a relationship. The people that come to me go away amazed. They say, how do you do that? And I say, I don't do that. All I am is like a radio receptor. I hear the voice of Raphael. I get the images and the ideas. Sometimes ideas are abstract. They come like this, you know that. An idea comes in a flash and it may take you 15 minutes to be able to say what that idea was. Well, I get the ideas and I get, I can't think of the word I want, where it's like I automatically hear what Raphael is saying, but it is in an instant, in a flash. And so that's what I get. You get to get information directly from the Archangel Raphael. I'm a channel. This is what I tell people. I'm not a psychic. I'm not a medium. Although I can talk to people who have passed because Raphael brings them to me. If you ask for somebody who has passed over how they're doing, I will ask Raphael, and Raphael will ask that person if they would like to speak to you. And if they would, boom, they're there. And one time, a woman used my voice. I mean, she like jumped in and used my voice. And I won't say what the person said, but she wanted to know what this friend was doing with that man. And she used profanity to say it. I was so surprised because that voice came out of my voice. That can happen sometimes, but usually not. Raphael usually allows me to hear what the person is saying, and then I pass it on to you. So it can be that. I'm not the medium, Raphael is, and I'm not a psychic. I simply listen to the wisdom of an archangel. I'm a channel. That's what a channel is. It is someone who is open to the words and the wisdom and the visions of a higher entity. And certainly an archangel is pretty high up there. I have been with this archangel for probably over 60 years now. And I didn't know it in the beginning. I was a pretty dumb person when it came to spirituality. And I was a very Christian and a very spiritual person. I got to the point where I didn't go to church anymore simply because I didn't want to hear other people's beliefs. I wanted to listen to my own divine guidance. And so I have been listening to the Archangel Raphael now over 50 years. And it's always led me in the right direction. Everything I have needed has always been given to me in an amazing way. And this is what I want for all of you. I want for all of you to be able to know how to make your ideas become reality, to have that joy in your heart that will help you to create what it is you desire. And if you can't do that, then call upon Raphael. And it looks like, okay, I'm still not getting anything from anybody on the radio. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. Rebel, can you tell us, are you allowing the answers to come through now, or are you still blocking that? Can you tell us, please? Can you hear me?
Yes, the system has changed. We don't have this chat room the way it used to be anymore. It can't come in. I can't get the questions from the chat room until later this evening.
Oh, there we go. Oh gosh, I thought it was me. Thank you. I thought it was me that I wasn't getting anything, but she said because they've had people that have brought in some really negative comments, they have had to shut that down. Isn't that a shame? They've had to shut it down, so they won't be able to get these messages from people until this evening. So I will get the messages for next week. And that is so sad that all that darkness that we just talked about is trying to overcome the light. Don't let that happen in your own life, dear ones. Please don't let that happen. And believe me, today was one of those days. Well, it started about 2 weeks ago. It was my fault. I had a friend here and we moved the furniture around in my bedroom. My bedroom looks wonderful, but my hip is not. And in fact, this afternoon, I have to go have x-rays on my hip because I can hardly walk. Now, pray for me, please, that it isn't anything serious, that I know after when I wake up in the morning, if I've had some sleep, which I don't get much of, my hip is better. So if I just stay off from it, maybe it'll be okay. I ask for your prayers, everyone, because I told you I'm going to be 86 in August, and this is amazing to me that I'm doing all of these things at my age. And it's also for you to know that you are not done. You have a life ahead of you of all kinds of things that you can create, all kinds of beauty that you can bring into this world. Don't let the dark energy overcome you. Just don't let it. Just tell it to be gone and stamp your foot when you do it. You tell that dark energy to get out of your house and you go around and you sprinkle it with holy water. You just get some water and you bless it. You know how to say a prayer. Say a prayer over that holy water and go into every room in your house and just take a little bit and sprinkle it everywhere in your house and say, I bless this house and all the darkness must leave this house. And you know, your intent will make it happen. If you are having a conflict with somebody in your home, take a slow, deep breath and call upon the archangels. Call upon your guardian angels. Everybody has one. And ask them to bless your house and to bless your relationship with open communication so that you can resolve any issues that are blocking you from a joyful relationship. Take a deep breath right now, dear ones, and upload the divine energy, bring it to you, download it. Allow yourself to be filled with joy. Do not allow the negative energy to overcome you. Do not allow your joy to be blotted out by the negative thoughts that are just bouncing around this world back and forth like a ping pong ball. It's just sad, but we are in charge of our lives. We are in charge of this moment. Do not allow negative energy to overcome you. Do stay up with the news. And the latest I've heard from Rebel Maddow is that that they're trying to take over the Voice of America, the radio station, and it's just amazing how the negative energy is trying to overcome all of the good that can be done in the world. They want to take it over so that they can put in their idea about things, so that they can manipulate and control us. Do not allow that to happen. Use your noggin. Don't believe the negative stuff that's coming out. If it's negative, it's coming from the dark side. But if it's telling you the truth about people who are negative, pay attention to that. Don't believe everything you hear from your president, because he has had, I think he's up to 17,000 lies now that fact checking has found to be untruths. You cannot trust this man to give you the truth. He will do everything he can to persuade you to vote for him in November. That's all he cares about, because if he doesn't get voted in, he may have to go to prison. He may have to go to prison because he's had so many things that he has done that has been illegal. Oh, friends, do not turn off because you are a friend of Trump. He is not a good man. The darkness has overcome him. He has a soul that is very, very young, a baby soul. And in Europe, they had a balloon of Trump in diapers. They had him nailed. I'm so sorry to be negative about our president, but please be aware, wise up. This president is not giving us what we need. He is looking out for his own selfish interests and those of his family. He's looking out how to line his pockets before or if he leaves. He may even leave before. He may try to sneak out the back door. So don't be surprised if he just packs up and skedaddles, because that's the only way he's going to escape the justice that is coming to him for all of the transgressions that he has done for our country. Oh, wise up, people. Those of you that are blindly following Trump are also baby souls. You cannot see truth because you will not see truth. My heart goes out to our planet, to our country, and to all of those who are struggling with the virus. You see how Trump's lack of sensibility in not wearing a mask has taught all of his followers to go without a mask. And what has it proven? That our state of Florida is one of the states that are having the worst coronavirus rerun than anybody. Our state of Florida is having more and more people that are being incubated because they can't breathe. They think they're immune. They go around without a mask and they think that they're immune. What makes them think they're immune? Because they believe this president who will tell you, don't worry, there's nothing to worry about. It won't happen to you. Well, talk to the people who are in the hospitals. Talk to the nurses that are exhausted because they're on the third and fourth shift because there are so many people who have come down with the virus. Oh, people, for heaven's sakes, do not listen to this president. Listen to your own angelic guidance. And I will slow down and take a deep breath, because I feel so strongly of wanting you, all of you, to be protected, of wanting all of you to awaken to the divine guidance within you, to know the truth that is in politics. And Raphael has said, yet this is the time of times when the raising of consciousness will be found, when people will wake up. It's like the story of the 100th monkey, when way back in the 50s, the Japanese did a an experiment on the monkeys on two islands, Island A and Island B. They were so far apart that there's no way one monkey over here could get to Island over here. And they took sweet potatoes and they rowed them onto the shore and they dumped them in the sand. And then they rowed back out and they watched the monkeys timidly go out, pick up the sweet potato, try it out, and then dash back into the jungle with it. And then they did that again also on Island B. Same thing happened. The monkeys very cautiously came out. Well, when they came back the next day with more sweet potatoes, the monkeys were ready for them. And they grabbed them and went right back into it, except for one little monkey. That one little monkey washed his sweet potato of all that sand and grit and ran back into the mountain, into the forest, to the jungle. That's the word I want. And then, so the next time they brought the sweet potatoes in, 2 or 3 of the monkeys washed their sweet potatoes. And the scientists wrote that down in their books. They thought that was really interesting. Nothing happened like that on Island B. So the 3rd day or 4th day or whatever, I don't know what it was, when they dumped the sweet potatoes, everyone on Island A washed their sweet potatoes. And when they went to Island B, everyone in Island B, all the monkeys, washed their sweet potatoes. How did that happen? How did that communication go from one island to the other island that those animals washed their sweet potatoes? And that's called inspiration. Are you going to be the 100th monkey that's going to change this consciousness from that of fear and anger and anxiety and all of the negative emotions into a joyful emotion of peace and harmony that you will project out into this world? Dear ones, let that be you. Be the 100th monkey. Raise your consciousness out of fear and anxiety. Raise your consciousness such that you will speak to a police officer if you wear a skin color that is different than his. You will come up and you will shake hands with him and welcome him to your neighborhood. You will thank him for being a guardian of your neighborhood. And you will invite him to dinner. You will get rid of that negative fear and you will wash that sweet potato out of your grit and your mind and your heart. And you will open your heart to policemen as policemen will open their hearts and their minds to you and will embrace you as a soul that is divinely created by God to express yourself in a physical world. Dear ones, I don't even know what the time is here for our show, but okay, now I at least know why there's nobody asking a question over here on my other computer. Thank God for that, I know. So next week, I should be getting some of the questions from my radio audience. And next week, I will do this again. I will have a live broadcast while I am listening to the radio show, and I will be able to bring you their questions. In the meantime, send in your questions at angelbettyray@raphael.com. Or, wait a minute, that's it, at gmail.com. angelbettyray@gmail.com. I'm sorry, I'll get it straight yet. My Gmail address is angelbettyray@gmail.com, and it's ANGEL. Some people got that spelling backwards. ANGEL@gmail, bettyray@gmail.com. I'm really wound up right now. And I feel good. I really feel good that this video is going to enlighten all of you. It's going to lift you up. And it's going to see that you are in charge of your own life. You are in charge. Nobody else can be you. Nobody else can think as you think. Nobody else can speak as God as you can. For you are God in manifestation, dear ones. All your troubles, all of your ills, and speaking of ills, I'm going to have x-rays of my hip this afternoon. After moving furniture, it's a no-no. After moving furniture 2 weeks ago, I have damaged my hip some way. Let's hope it's not serious. And so pray for me. I ask you to pray for me. It's been awful hobbling around with a makeshift cane. Where's my makeshift cane? It's over there. I got a clothes rod and put something over top of it so I could grab a hold of it. So pray for me that my hip heals quickly and I don't have anything serious to think about. And so, boy, where are we? Are we just about, we've got some time left? Rebel, can you let me know where we are in our time? Thank you. We'll keep talking as long as we have more time with Rebel. Yes?
9 minutes.
How many minutes?
9.
9. Oh, good. We got more time. Okay, so remember, number one, you can email me at angelbettyray@gmail.com with your questions. We can set up a time when we can talk to you personally, and it's free. I don't charge anymore. There's no charge. And you will be uplifted and you will be amazed at the information that will come about you and your soul and your purpose for being here, about your relationships, about your finances. There is nothing that is hidden from Raphael. And believe me, it is private. There is never any time I would share it with anyone else unless I ask your permission for something special that you maybe have given to me. So please be free to call me or to email me and set up a time for a personal conversation with the Archangel. This is why I'm here. This is why I imagine I was born to come to this planet. I so enjoy doing these readings because they lift me up too. When I feel the energy of that Archangel and it fills me up so it can talk to you, wow, I'm the beneficiary. And I know this problem I'm having with my hip will soon go away because I think Raphael still needs me around for a while longer. So I ask you to pray for me. I ask you to pray for one another and for the planet, and to pray for your freedom, for your democracy, dear ones, because it is under threat of being taken over by tyrants like Donald Trump. Donald Trump wants to be another Putin. He wants to be able to be in office from now till forever. That's why he so admires Putin. He so admires Putin's money too. But Putin is taking over other countries without their permission. Putin is not an ethical good man. And any of those that are tyrants that do not allow people to speak for themselves, those are tyrants, and they are not good rulers because they are greedy. They are looking for their own benefit, their own power and control, and they're usually very baby souls. And so think for yourself. Look for the good in the world. Do not look at all the bad. Look for the good, because as you look for it, you will find it. And when you focus on that, this is the key. When you focus on something, it expands. It gets bigger and bigger. If you focus on what's wrong, ooh, that energy is awful. But if you focus on what is good, and you look for the good news, and you look for the people that are caring about one another, you look for those policemen that really do care to be your protector, when you look for those people of other skin colors that are just you under the skin, we're all blood under the skin. It's all the same color. And God created this like a variety of flowers in a garden. God loves diversity. God loves to see all these wonderful ideas that come from people of different colors. God is their soul within them. Every person you look at, no matter how bad they may seem, there's still God manifesting within them. They just haven't got a clue yet because they're too much of a baby soul to know the consequences of their actions. They're babies. They're just crawling around and picking up everything that makes their physical body feel good. They're only interested in their physical body's comfort and in their mental comfort. They only want people to love them. Isn't that sad? That they will go to so many degrees to get people to love them without really loving back. They don't know how to love. And maybe you have a relationship with a baby soul. Maybe that person is always anxious that they're not good enough. And so they keep saying to you, do I look all right? How do you like this dress? Do you love me? If they're so anxious about being loved, then they're a baby soul wanting to crawl in their mother's lap and have their mother hold and comfort them. If you have a baby soul, God bless you. You've taken on a role of a caregiver. And if you continue to do that, it will be your mission in life. And if you choose not to continue to do that, then you will move on. You do have free will, everyone. You do have free will. And you are in charge of your soul. And Rachel has told me I have 4 minutes left in this video because I'm doing this video at the same time that we would be doing the radio show. So we're going to go for 4 more minutes. And I wish that we could have more questions. Oh, Rebel's asking, Yvette, okay, what was that breathing you were talking about? Do we need to know about breathing? Oh, absolutely. It's the most important thing in the world. And I've been teaching it because I'm a music teacher, a vocal music teacher. I've been teaching you to breathe abdominally down to your gut so that when you take a deep breath, it doesn't look like this. Wrong. It looks like this. You didn't see my shoulders move, but if you were looking down further, you'd see my gut move. Let's see if I can move this down. All right. Now watch my gut. Watch this. Just the opposite of the other breath. The other breath goes like this. And it tightens everything up. And you can end up with nodules. People I've talked to, they have this raspy voice. That's because they have been breathing wrongly and they've tightened up the vocal cords that are right here in their throat. And they've tightened them up so much that they've made little nodules on them. And their voice gets raspier and raspier. And eventually they lose their voice altogether. And then they have to go have the operation of the nodules being taken off. And if you have a good doctor, your doctor will say, I won't do it unless you learn how to breathe properly. You have to take breathing lessons. Can you believe that? You can learn how to breathe all over again? But that's the way. Lay down on the floor, put a piece of paper on your stomach, and take a deep breath that way because the law of gravity is going this way. And when you stand up, you still try to go this way instead of this way, instead of out this way. You see? And so learn to breathe properly. Push your shoulders against the wall so your shoulders can't move. And then pant. And you will feel it. I've got 2 minutes left. I hope that helped. Yes, breathing is probably the most important thing as far as you're being able to meditate and to be able to hear from your divine guidance. You need to use your imagination. That's the other key that unlocks the door to talking to your angels. Deep breathing, relaxation of the body, and your imagination, and learning to listen within. And dear ones, this is the key to your happiness, because when you open up to your divine guidance, everything's possible for you. Joy is there instantly, instantly, instantly. Joy is my middle name because I work with an archangel. Raphael is the joy of my life. And I thank you for being with me today. I thank you for being with me on this live video, and for all of those who would have been on our radio show. Time is already fleeting and the time is almost up. And so we are done for today. And so we say to all of you, God bless you. Don't hesitate to call us, angelbettyray@gmail.com, and we will be happy to give you a reading with Raphael. God bless all of you, and bye for now.